I'm doing something stupid again. This phone does not like me, and it's starting to get on my nerves. This is the second time I've tried to press record, and it starts recording and then stops recording, and I only get like 10 seconds of what I was trying to record. Anyways, today we're going to be taking out the gas tank in this car, my 240, and apparently some lady is screaming about a rainbow because it's been raining, and now it's not. It's still drizzling. Anyways, we're taking out the gas tank because I don't have the air lines, so I can't do my little air hammer method to get out all of this sound deadening material in my car. So for the time being, we're going to work on the gas tank. As you saw in the last video, I was on the ground, the floor, with like cardboard possibly. It might have been pushed away or whatever. The reason I was on the floor was because my creeper broke probably a few years ago, and I never fixed it or replaced it. And after that episode, I was like, well, I think I'm done with not having a creeper. So I looked at Harbor Freights, and they were the same build as the one I used to have. My creeper that was broken wasn't from Harbor Freight. They were built the exact same way. So with that information, I was like, well, I don't know if I want to spend the money on something that's going to break again like that. Luckily, I kept my old creeper around. It was just sitting in a scrap pile of metal that I had always been planning on getting rid of, taking to the scrapyard sometime. But it was just sitting there, so I decided, well, I'll go check out that creeper. And let me show you what I did. Here you see, it's the old metal frame from the previous creeper. Not in great shape. The frame's actually rusting in a couple spots all around here, and I mean, it's beat, it's old, but you can see that I just took a nice solid piece of laminated board, which is a lot stronger than particle board, which is what the old one was made out of, and I countersank some holes and bolted the thing to the frame. Now it is much wider, and actually, you can see it's taller on both the bottom and top, so it's actually not bad. I'm going to eventually put some padding on it and fabric, well, fake leather or something on it, so it's a little bit more comfortable to use. But right now it's a lot better than sitting on the ground or laying on the ground and having a hard time moving around on the ground. So that's something cool. But let's go check out what we got to do for this gas tank. Here's the gas tank. It's actually pretty big. It goes from all the way from over here all the way to up here. And it's a weird angle. It's a weird design and such. So we're going to be figuring out that. I think first I need to take off this heat shield, honestly, if I can. Then I need to figure out where I need to disconnect this fill hose, which I'm gonna have to take this part off so I can get this fill hose off. I gotta take this off, and the straps where do they bolt up? Where do the straps bolt up? There's a pin. It's not where it is. Those straps are bolted up, so I'm guessing the bolts are, yep, they're tucked up in here. You can't even really see them. There you go. And so with that, I'm gonna have to take this slow and get it all done. Here we go for that. I'm actually just gonna cut these rubber lines because I'm never gonna use them again. I think that'll be easiest to get them out. got one strap off, and I gotta get this strap off, and I'm doing something stupid again with how to get this down because it's so high up. I'm using the log again. I'm gonna jack the log up right into this little cavity right here. Hopefully keep all the tension off of this band as I take it off, and then slowly release it. And hopefully it comes down nice and gently. I don't think this tank's that full, honestly. Maybe a gallon or two in it. So here we go with that. So it's not going high enough. I gotta get some pieces of wood. I got it. It's nice and stuck up in there. Now I gotta take this band off. Alrighty. It's almost 100% out. I mean, it's no longer connected to the car at all. I ended up cutting the electrical lines because I'm not using them again. I'm going a completely different fuel system. I got all the actual fuel lines off, and it's sitting down here. I just need to get it out from underneath. So I thought you guys might find this interesting. You might not, but if you look in here, it's not easy to see the angle too well. But the gas tank sat in the car just about in this position before. Maybe slightly angled more that way, but not much. So it was basically underneath the rear seat, behind it and underneath of it. Just kind of interesting. But I am going to drain this fuel tank and figure out what I'm going to do with it. This might give it away. Don't know. But I'm not giving away that fuel pump. I'll sell that because there's a... I don't remember this fuel spec. The spec, it's a Walboro, I believe. Walboro? What? Walboro? I don't know. I forget. But it's an expensive fuel pump in there. So let's go, let's get this drained. Alright. So you can see there's a little bit of junk in the bottom. There's actually a little bit of debris on the top too. Turns out there's a little over 5 gallons in this thing. There's still gas in here. I'm gonna actually get the rest of it out as soon as I am able to empty this. I gotta state, I'm going to filter this fuel. I'm not gonna just willy-nilly dump it in a gas tank or something like that, because that would be stupid and that would just destroy, at the very least, the fuel pump, because it would get clogged up and then the pump would burn up. But then it could also cause other problems in the engine. So I'm going to put it in my gas can for my lawnmower, and I'm also going to put it in the my wife's car as soon as she gets home. Working on taking off this rear bumper. Oh gosh, gotta get him behind the car, and there's not a ton of room in my garage. But now I'm gonna work on getting those you can see them, those screws, those nuts off, and then I gotta pull off these pins, and that should release the rear bumper. There it is, the bumper. It's off. It wasn't that hard. Didn't really have to worry about any of the bottom clips because they were already not on. But whatever. Let's see what else I can get done. I don't know exactly where I left off, but I just got finished sweeping up, cleaning up the floor. It was really dirty and whatnot. Oh, I remember. I said I was gonna see how hard it would be to take this bumper off. This bumper bar. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go check that out. But I got finished cleaning up the floor and underneath the car and everything, so that was my mouth. Check out the underside of the car. No more fuel fill hole. Well, fuel fill nozzle. That's out. I'm actually going to end up covering this all up with a wide body. And the wide body might be semi-custom. I haven't decided yet. Just for aerodynamics. Let me see if I can describe it to you, what I mean. So in the front, I want to do a wide body as well. Wide fender, and the fender I would like to basically curve in to the wheel well here, from like here all the way down here. Or well, actually no, probably around here, curving into the wheel well all the way down to the bottom and giving it a nice flow. That's going to help with brake cooling as well as aerodynamics. It will help. I'm going to have some canards type deals inside of here as well. That's going to help straighten out the airflow. And on the rear, I'm thinking about doing something similar. I haven't decided. I don't know. I'm a little unsure on what I'm going to do with the rear. But I'd like to do something where it curves in on the rear as well. I'm going to put a picture of what I'm thinking of right here.
Woohoo! Big summer blowout.
And so that's what I'm thinking. I don't know for sure, but we'll see how difficult it will be to do so. Also, I live in Maryland, and I don't know what I want to do with this after I get it stripped down 100%, i.e. glass out, trims out. Probably I might just take the doors off completely. Actually, I probably will just take the doors off completely. Not leave them off, but I want to have this whole thing like sandblasted. Either sandblasted or acid dipped. I'm not sure which would be better. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they cost. I don't know any places that do that in Maryland. So if any of you know a place that does that in Maryland, I'd like it if you could, if you would comment that in the comments. That'd be cool. All right, guys. So that's gonna be it for the video.